The videos coming out of Syria are just insane. People are looting the presidential palace, people are exposing underground prisons, underground cities that Assad had built, and according to a new video footage, we might have found the escape tunnel that Assad family might have used to escape from the city. Before we get into the clip, like always, be sure to hit the like button down below. It helps us out tremendously when making these geopolitical videos that YouTube has a habit of demonetizing. In fact, just yesterday, one of our videos got demonetized, so your likes help us out tremendously. Here I have a clip from a palace that Bashar's brother Maher al-Assad owned, and you can see the palace is insane, and on top of that, the escape tunnel under the palace is truly out of a movie. So let's watch it.
هذا قصر ماهر يا جماعة. هون بيقعد يتفرج على الأفلام.
So it's one of the rebels who's recording this. You can see the palace has been ransacked a little bit.
هون هيك شاشة ثانية. هلا تحت في نفق غميق جدا. هلا رح انزل عليه ونصوره. نمشي هيك. ايوه مبروكين.
Those are all luxurious items that people are just stealing away from the house, and fairly so. The family looted the country for half a century, and people deserve everything they can get. But now I think he's about to go down to the tunnel.
نمشي هيك. مبروك. ايه عفوا من هون.
And similar to the Hamas family, the Hamas leader's wife who owned a $32,000, that's USD, $32,000 handbag from Louis Vuitton, if I'm not mistaken. Bashar's family also had a very expensive taste while they were ruling a country that was suffering from food shortages, medical equipment shortages, and drugs were being supplied out of the country to just make money for the family. Now we're going into the tunnel.
الأنفاق. رح أورجيكم شو بقصد بالأنفاق.
Now at the end of the video, we will go to Bashar's palace where he has a tunnel too, but this is his brother's tunnel.
في رافعة وفي
I'm guessing that's a rail line for faster movement in case the rebels were coming in and the family was too late to get out. Now, interesting point here, a few months back, we did have news that the brother Maher al-Assad was killed in an Israeli strike. We still have no confirmation from the Syrian government or anyone in Syria. This was just a rumor, but this is his palace.
يا جماعة هذا نفق يمكن نروح على لبنان. شي تشتغلت
The interesting part is this tunnel system and the underground system they had built was extensive and all throughout the city. One of the interesting tweets I saw was some rebels forces would just report hearing random noises when they were in offices and other places like the other governmental places like gardens or stuff, and they couldn't figure out where these voices were coming from. But as the rebels started digging deeper and deeper, not digging deeper and deeper, but as they discovered the prison and the palace, they found this underground system that the family had built that the normal citizens had no idea even existed.
حاسس حالي عم بلعب هايف لايف.
Interesting part, this is where like how globalized the American culture is become, and I don't even know if you can call American culture when he's pressing that button. Like, let's go back a little bit. He's basically saying in Arabic, I don't understand Arabic, so I'm taking someone else's word for it, is He's saying that it feels like he's playing Half-Life, which is a video game very popular. I've heard of it. I haven't played it. I only play Counter-Strike, but that's what he's saying. That's where it's like, this is a rebel in Syria, likely didn't have very different life than most people in the West, but still knows about American movies, American video games, and stuff like that. And I could be wrong. Maybe Half-Life is not even American.
طريق سري.
Now, important point to point out, which a lot of experts pointed out, is these tunnels are wide enough for trucks to drive through. So this is not just for like humans to run through. You could drive through trucks using gold and much more in these tunnels. That's how wide they are.
وهون باب ثاني. هون ما كمل.
باب حديد، هذا الباب الثاني وهذا النفق من تحت الأرض. طبعا نحن بالأصل طابق ثاني تحت الأرض، نحن بالأصل طابق ثاني تحت الأرض. يا لطيف، ليش مو مركبين له أسانسير؟
Also, the tunnels were so well built out that they had ventilation, sitting rooms, and bedrooms. So you could go there, hide somewhere if you were just waiting out some other problem, which I can't even imagine what it would be. But if you just had to hide somewhere for a few days before you can get evacuated, they have all that in the tunnels.
معقولة كان ينزلوا كله بشيء؟ تعال شي فرد. يا لطيف، هذول كلهم مسدسات. ساعات. قرآن كريم يا كلب، تعرف انت تكتب قرآن كريم؟ هذا فوق. هون كان شكله تغليف العملة. كله معفاش. منال ماهر شي عليك.
So much of the money was just left behind, so much of the gold and all that stuff. But on top of that, an interesting report I did see, which was just a tweet. I was trying to confirm this. I couldn't find anything where Putin was trying to get some money out of Assad in return for the asylum. But it's unlikely that's true. What will be interesting to see is if Putin is willing to betray Assad and his family, as in give the family back to rebels, in hopes of saving the bases that Russia has in Syria. Because Russia does have two bases, Tartar and forgetting the name of the other one, but one is a naval base, one is a military base, and I think Russia really wants to make sure somehow, one way or the other, they get to keep those bases, because that's the only Mediterranean base Russia has.
كله معفش مو صافي شي مو معفش.
By the way, for someone, as Assad has said many times, that he hates Western imperialism, he does have a lot of Western movies, Western food, Western products, and Western luxury cars, luxury bags, and all that. For someone who hates the West so much, he does enjoy all the things the West produces.
هاي المعسلات تبعه جاهزة. شو بيشرب الواطي؟
Here's the living room that we're looking at that's in the tunnel. So if they wanted to hide, they could come probably spend a few days here. It was stocked with food and everything. Now here we have tunnels from Bashar al-Assad's palace, the president. So let's watch this one.
السلام عليكم دكتور. شوف الحرامي نحن ببيته هلا. نحن ببيته. شوف الحرامي عامل سرداب.
As expected, a lot more people are looting the presidential palace because I guess more eyes on it since it is the president's palace. On top of that, the interesting thing I did see someone tweet out is the smart people aren't going to loot the palaces and stuff. They're going straight to the bank and just looting gold and cash and taking it home. Someone was walking out with like a sack full of cash or gold. We couldn't tell, but it was a sack full of something from the bank. And that's something the new government will have to deal with. That's implementing order and stopping all the chaos and looting that's going on. Let's see how quickly that happens, and hopefully there's no infighting between different rebel groups that have helped overthrow the Assad government.
ببيته تعالي. ليك عامل سرداب ببيته. شوف هذا السرداب المخفي اللي بيوصل قصور ببعضها. الله لا يوفقهم سرقوا البلد. شوف السرداب اللي عامله ليك وحاطط هون مخرج الى المنزل ليك. ليك سرداب. شوف هذا السرداب. السرداب كامل. شوف دكتور انشره. هذا الدكتور فيصل. انشره دكتور. ليك السرداب اللي حاطه تحت الارض. ما حدا بيعرف شيء بهالبلاد هي. عايشين الكلاب. ليك الكهرباء وليك الخدمات. شوف السرداب اللي عامله. الله لا يوفقه. الله لا يوفقه لا يوفق عيلته. شوف السرداب دكتور. ليك نحن هلا ببيته تبع الماكي. ليك مكتوب مخرج الى المنزل. ليك دكتور. ليك مخرج الى المنزل. شوف هذا السرداب. ليك مخرج الى المنزل. باب رقم 4. شوف البوابات الحديد. ليك البوابة الحديد. شوف.
By the way, those are metal gates, so pretty well fortified if they were to hide out in there.
ليك كلها لافتات. مقسم مستودع.
And here we can see bedrooms and stuff.
ليك اموال الشعب السوري.
Sitting room, living room, whatever we want to call it.
شوف دكتور. ليك الحمامات. شوف وين كانوا عايشين. شوف عائلة الإجرام وين كانت عايشة. ليك باب بيطلع لفوق. ليك شوفوا يا جماعة البيت اللي كان عايش فيه. شوف
Bedroom.
ليك الغرف، ليك الحرامي وين كان عايش. شوف وين كان عايش، شوفوا على هالمكان، شوف السرداب هذا اللي عايش فيه واللي بيوصل الامور ببعضها. شوف مخرج الى القاعه ومدخل الى الحديقه، مخرج الى الحديقه. تعال يا اخي تفضل. شوف ليك لوحات الكهرباء واللي الشعب السوري مشتهي ريحه الكهرباء. شوف وين كان عايش الحرامي اللص. شوفوا عائلته اللصوص، أقذر ما أنجبت سوريا. شوف اللافتات ليك والناس مشتهية نقطة الكهرباء.
YouTube is still not a fan of a lot of topics we cover, and that means the videos get restricted and demonetized. That's why we recently launched memberships and Patreons. This way you guys can support the content we make directly if you're able to. Because we want to continue covering this type of topics even if advertisers don't like it. We like doing it and hopefully you guys like watching it. That's why Patreon and memberships give us a way to continue doing that without worrying about YouTube demonetizing our videos. So if you're interested and you're able to support us, you can do so by joining our Patreon or becoming a member on YouTube. The QR codes will be on the screen and the links in the description. Your support is greatly appreciated.